Dad.
What?
Dad? Who did this to you?
No!
Father, you really should go lay down.
Bah, I will not rest until that McCarthy boy is done with.
Oh, what is it this time?
Or gone and killed his father.
She went down to the storage room for duct tape and found them covered in blood.
He would never do such a thing. I know it.
And what is your relationship with McCarthy?
Absolutely nothing. I forbid it.
Yeah, nobody really likes him.
And there were no other witnesses?
Let's get a room.
Okie dokie, just a few questions. Let's make this quick.
Oh, that's bright.
He was trying to say something, but all I could make out was Newt.
All right, so you left after fighting and came back to find him on the ground bleeding.
And there was a plaid cloak, but when I returned, it was gone.
A plaid cloak, you say? And Miss Turner, she said you're friends, but you two seem awfully close. Might I ask about that?
Her and my father want me to marry, but I can't. I'm already married. In fact, that's what I was arguing with my father about.
I see.
I believe a visit to the storage room is in place. If you need to speak to him again, just let me know, Mr.
Yes,
Holmes.
yes, thank you. They left something behind. Oh, Watson, would you look at that?
What is it, Holmes?
Cigar ash. Oh, but it's not easy to come across such fine cigars. These are imported. Tee-hee, I found a murder weapon and footprints with a limp. Good evening, Mr. Miranda. Might I ask a few questions?
Of course.
Now you've taken over Mr. McCarthy's tasks. Have you seen anything of interest that could have been valuable in his lab? Anything maybe his son would have been after if he were to inherit his father's lab and position?
I don't think he would have inherited anything, Mr. Holmes. The lab was funded by Mr. Turner. McCarthy just used it. He didn't own it. They were partners on their last mission. I believe Mr. Turner funded it so McCarthy could continue his research.
Worked together on their last mission? Where?
His old partner from Planet Mira.
Planet Mira?
But McCarthy never once thanked him. Never seemed to appreciate anything. A real thorn to those he works with. Hate to admit it, but it's quite nice that he's gone.
I see.
Ah.
Hello, do you have a moment? I see you have quite a collection of samples from your time in Mira. You must have made quite a lot, then, in which you used to help out McCarthy, I've heard.
Never quite liked him since.
But what about his son? You seem to be quite against him marrying your daughter. Why?
Because he's McCarthy's spawn. If he's anything like his father, I want nothing to do with him.
Watson, we're almost there. I can feel it. Now, look at this map. Mr. Miranda said that McCarthy worked with Mr. Turner on their last mission on Planet Mira, but he didn't say which sector they were placed in. Now, Watson, McCarthy says that his father was muttering the word Newt before he died. Do any of these sectors ring a bell?
Sector Neutron?
Yes, Watson. Sector Neutron.
But what does that have to do with his death?
After my latest visit with Mr. Turner, I have reason to believe he didn't want his daughter to marry McCarthy for a very specific reason.
Really?
Yes, Watson, if those two were to marry, McCarthy would gain ownership of Mr. Turner's lab, thus taking advantage of Mr. Turner's initial funding.
So he killed him to keep his lab and daughter?
Precisely. Good evening, Mr. Turner. Might I have a word?
Well, what do you want? I haven't been feeling well. Make it quick.
Well, it is quite cold in here. Why don't you put on your plaid cloak, Mr. Turner? Now, I believe that I found cigar ash where McCarthy's body was found. From a quite nice cigar, too, imported, I believe.
What are you trying to say?
You've killed McCarthy, haven't you?
You can't prove...
Are you
that-
okay, Mr. Turner? You appear to be limping. Just like the footprints from the storage shed.
Oh, no.
Mr. Turner, you are under arrest for the murder of Mr. McCarthy.